Welcome to Night Cosmos, your tranquil haven where the mysteries of the universe unfold in a gentle, soothing stream, perfect for unwinding at the end of your day or drifting into a deep, starlit slumber. Tonight, we're setting sail on a journey that stretches far beyond the edges of our world, carried by a story that's as humble as it is breathtaking. This is the tale of the Voyager Golden Records, humanity's quiet, golden whisper to the stars, etched into metal and launched into the boundless dark. Picture two small spacecraft, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, gliding silently through the void, each bearing a piece of who we are, a fragment of our voices, our dreams, our essence. What did we choose to share with the cosmos? What sounds filled those golden grooves? What images flickered within them? What story of Earth did we send forth into the night? And who or what might one day stumble upon them in a distant corner of the galaxy long after our time has passed? Find a cozy spot, let your breath slow, and join me as we drift into this cosmic time capsule, a gift from our pale blue dot to the infinite expanse. Our story begins in the 1970s, a decade alive with contrasts and possibilities. It was an era of flared jeans and disco beats pulsing through neon-lit nights, of Cold War tensions casting shadows across the globe, and a quiet, persistent hum of scientific curiosity pushing humanity upward. Space was no longer just a distant dream. It was a frontier we could touch, a canvas for our ambitions. The Voyager program, launched by NASA in 1977, was born from that restless spirit. Voyager 2 lifted off first on August 20 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Its engines roared to life, a plume of fire and smoke propelling it skyward as engineers and onlookers held their breath, watching it climb toward the heavens. Its mission was bold, to visit Jupiter and Saturn, then sweep onward to Uranus and Neptune, a grand tour of the outer solar system, unlike anything attempted before. Voyager 1 followed just weeks later on September 5th, blasting off with the same fiery determination, taking a faster trajectory to Jupiter and Saturn before curving outward on its own unique path through the cosmos. These twin probes were marvels of human ingenuity, sleek dish-shaped bodies adorned with a golden antenna dish, bristling with cameras, spectrometers, magnetometers, and cosmic ray detectors, all powered by small plutonium batteries that glowed with a steady, silent energy. Their initial goal was to capture the majesty of the outer planets up close. Jupiter with its swirling great red spot, a storm larger than Earth itself, churning for centuries in a dance of crimson and gold. Saturn with its delicate icy rings, a halo of beauty spinning in the dark. Uranus cloaked in a pale teal haze, mysterious and remote. Neptune with its stormy blue depths, winds howling faster than sound itself. The images they sent back were breathtaking. Moons pocked with craters, volcanoes spewing sulfur on Io, rings glinting like scattered diamonds around Saturn. But the Voyager's journey didn't end with those flybys. Unlike earlier spacecraft like Pioneer, which stayed within the sun's grasp, these probes were built for something greater, their trajectories plotted to carry them beyond the heliopause, the boundary where the solar wind fades, and into interstellar space. It was this boundless destiny that sparked an extraordinary idea. What if we use this journey to say something, to leave a trace of ourselves for whoever might be out there? The Golden Records were born from that thought, a project as poetic as it was ambitious, blending science, art, and a touch of hope. Picture a small team of visionaries gathered in a cluttered room, surrounded by papers, coffee cups, and the hum of possibility, wrestling with a timeless question: how do you capture the essence of an entire species in a single object? Leading this effort was Carl Sagan, an astronomer with a voice that could make the stars feel close, a man who saw science as a bridge between worlds. He'd already captivated the world with his books and lectures, his gentle way of explaining the cosmos, but this was his chance to speak not just to Earth, but to the universe beyond. Beside him was Anne Druin, a writer and producer whose creative vision would infuse the records with a beating heart, and a diverse group of scientists, engineers, musicians, and artists, all tasked with distilling humanity into something tangible and enduring. They settled on a pair of gold-plated copper discs, each 12 inches wide, echoing the vinyl records that once spun stories and songs in homes across the globe. Gold wasn't chosen for its sheen alone, it was a practical decision. Gold resists corrosion, withstands the relentless radiation and bone-chilling cold of deep space, and could endure for billions of years, far outlasting any monument carved into Earth's surface. These discs were packed with a treasure trove of data, sounds, images, greetings, and bolted to the Voyager's hulls, each shielded by an aluminum cover etched with a guide to unlock their secrets. The cover wasn't just protection, it was a cosmic inscribed manual, inscribed with diagrams and symbols, rooted in the universal rhythm of the hydrogen atom, the simplest element in existence. It showed how to play the record, how to decode its contents, a message to any advanced mind that might find it. The idea was audacious, a long shot, yes, but it carried the weight of our curiosity, our desire to reach out, to be known, even if only by chance, across the vastness of space and time. Let's begin with the sounds, the first layer of this golden whisper to the stars. Close your eyes and imagine you're a traveler from another world, a being of light perhaps, or a mind forged from silicon. Drifting through the galaxy millions of years from now, you spot a glinting object tumbling through the void, retrieve it with delicate tendrils or mechanical claws, and decipher the instructions etched on its cover. You set the needle down, and what do you hear? It starts with Earth itself, speaking in its ancient primal tones, the steady crash of ocean waves against a jagged shore, a rhythm that's pulsed since molten rock cooled into continents billions of years ago, a sound that shaped coastlines and soothed restless souls across countless generations. The soft patter of rain on a forest canopy, each drop a fleeting note in an endless, whispering symphony, falling through leaves that stretch toward the sky, catching the light of dawn or dusk. These are the voices of a living world, chosen to paint a sensory portrait of Earth's essence, to let a listener feel its pulse, even from light years away. The sounds continue with the low, rolling growl of thunder across a wind-swept plain, a rumble that carries the planet's restless energy, a reminder of storms that sculpt the land with wind and water. Then the wind itself joins in, sometimes a gentle sigh through swaying grasses on a summer meadow, rustling softly under a golden sun, sometimes a mournful howl over a frozen tundra beneath a pale distant star, sometimes a warm breeze rustling palm fronds on a tropical shore as the sky turns amber at dusk. These are the breaths of Earth, its elemental voices, captured in the grooves of the golden discs. The team, guided by Sagan and Druyan, chose them with care, sifting through countless options to find sounds that spoke of our planet's vitality, its beauty, its ceaseless motion. They wanted whoever or whatever might find this to hear a world alive, to imagine a place where water flows, air moves, and life thrives. As you rest tonight, let those sounds flow through you. Picture them rippling outward, carried by Voyager, a quiet breath of our home drifting through the cosmic night, reaching for the stars. Next, the animals take their turn, their voices weaving into this planetary tapestry, adding layers of life to the soundscape. Picture a dawn chorus of birds, sparrows chirping in quick, bright bursts, finches trilling with delicate grace, thrushes weaving melodies in a joyful cascade, a sound that's greeted every sunrise since feathers' first flight in ancient forests millions of years ago. Then, the deep, resonant call of a humpback whale echoing through the ocean's depths, a mournful cry that travels hundreds of miles beneath the waves, a song of solitude and connection that speaks to the vastness of Earth's seas. There's a sharp, eager bark of a dog, a companion whose wagging tail and loyal eyes have warmed human hearts for millennia, a bridge between the wild and the tame that's as old as our first campfires. The rhythmic hum of crickets fills a summer evening, their chirps blending into a soothing drone that blankets the night in a gentle haze, a lullaby for fields and forests that hums beneath the stars, a sound as timeless as the seasons themselves. The animal chorus grows richer, Frogs croak from a still marsh under a silver moon, their low, steady calls blending with the rustle of reeds. Elephants trumpet across a dusty savanna, their deep bellows shaking the air with power and presence. Bees buzz in a hive with a steady, industrious hum, a tiny symphony of life that sustains flowers and fields. It's a tapestry of Earth's creatures, a reminder that our planet teems with life beyond number, each with a voice, a role, a story woven into the fabric of existence. The team wanted to show that we're not alone here, that Earth is a shared space, vibrant and wild, a chorus of beings that breathe and move beneath the same sky. They spent hours listening to recordings, debating which sounds best capture this diversity, this interconnectedness. As you lie there tonight, let these sounds carry you outward, past the moon's gray craters, past Mars's red dunes, past Jupiter's swirling storms, aboard Voyager, where they hum silently in the golden grooves, a testament to the richness of our world, a whisper of life drifting through the galaxy. And then there's us, humanity stepping forward to introduce ourselves, to add our voices to this cosmic conversation. The Golden Records hold greetings in 55 languages, a mosaic of voices gathered from every corner of the globe, each one a thread in the fabric of who we are. A young boy in English chirps, "Hello from the children of planet Earth," his tone bright with innocence and hope, a voice that could belong to any child gazing at the stars on a clear night. A woman in Mandarin offers peace and happiness to all, her words warm and steady, carrying the weight of an ancient culture's wisdom across the centuries. In Russian, a voice declares, "We are sending you our best wishes," a quiet gesture of goodwill that stretches across borders and time, a simple wish spoken into the void. There's Amharic from Ethiopia with its lyrical cadence that dances like a river, Arabic from the Middle East, rich and flowing like desert winds, Spanish from the Americas, vibrant and alive with the pulse of a continent. Each greeting a fleeting breath, a few seconds long, but together they weave a chorus of our diversity. The greetings continue. Swahili from Africa, smooth and welcoming like a warm handshake. Quechua from the Andes, high and clear like mountain air under a boundless sky. Bengali, soft and melodic, echoing the rivers of its homeland. 55 voices in all, a tapestry of sound that spans continents, cultures, and histories, each one chosen by Andruan and the team to reflect our shared humanity. Dunyan, who shaped this part of the project, saw it as a chance to show our curiosity, our kindness, our longing to reach out beyond ourselves to connect with something greater. They recorded these in studios, homes, and schools, capturing the voices of children, elders, everyday people. Not leaders or celebrities, but us, the ordinary dreamers of Earth. Imagine a listener on a distant world, perhaps orbiting a dim red dwarf in a quiet corner of the galaxy, or a blazing blue giant in a crowded stellar nursery. Hearing these voices for the first time, would they sense the hope behind them, the fragile courage it took to send them? Would they wonder about the small blue planet that dared to speak? Let that thought linger as you drift tonight, a thread of human spirit stretching across the galaxy, carried on the wings of Voyager. But words were just the opening notes of our message. The records burst with music, a language that transcends borders, cultures, and time, a bridge to the deepest parts of our souls. The team spent weeks, months even, debating what to include, sifting through humanity's vast library of sound to find pieces that spoke to our essence. They gathered in rooms filled with tapes and turntables, listening, arguing, laughing, sometimes tearing up as they chose. There's Johann Sebastian Bach's Brandenburg Concerto, No. 2 in F major, its notes dancing like sunlight on a rippling stream. A masterpiece of precision and joy that feels timeless, as if it could belong to any world with ears to hear. It was Carl Sagan's favorite, a piece he insisted on, believing its beauty could speak to any mind, anywhere. Then Beethoven's Fifth Symphony storms in with its iconic da-da-da-dum, a cry of defiance and triumph that echoes through centuries, a testament to our resilience in the face of struggle. The music flows on. A Navajo night chant brings a deep, grounding rhythm, its tones rooted in the earth itself, passed down through generations under desert skies, a song of connection to the land that hums with quiet power. The haunting wail of a Japanese shakuhachi flute floats through the air, delicate and ethereal, like a breeze over a still pond at twilight. Carrying a contemplative beauty that lingers in the silence, Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good bursts forth with electric energy, its guitar riff a celebration of our playful, rebellious spirit, a sound that could shake the dust off any star, a choice that sparked debate but won out for its raw joy. And then there's a lullaby from Senegal sung in a mother's soft voice, tender and intimate, a melody to cradle the night, to soothe a child or a world, to sleep. These weren't random picks. They were a portrait of our emotions, our creativity, our dreams, chosen to show the breadth of what we feel and make. The team agonized over every note, knowing each second on the disc was precious, a finite space to tell our story. As you rest under the stars tonight, imagine those notes spinning on Voyager, a gift from Earth to the unknown, a soundtrack for the cosmos to hum along to, a melody drifting through the silence of space. But the records don't stop at sound, they carry images too, 118 of them, encoded into the grooves like a visual diary of our world, a gallery of who we are and where we live. There's a photograph of Earth from space, our pale blue dot glowing against the infinite black, a sight that Carl Sagan would later call a humbling reminder of our smallness, a single, fragile home in the vastness of the universe. A mother nursing her child captures a universal act of care, timeless and wordless, a bond that needs no explanation across species or stars, a diagram of DNA spirals across the disk, its double helix a blueprint of life itself, the code that ties us to every blade of grass, every soaring bird, every creature that walks or swims or flies. These images were chosen with care, a collaboration between scientists and artists, to show both our roots and our reach. The visual story continues with landscapes, jagged mountains piercing a cloudy sky. In the Himalayas, their peaks dusted with snow under a pale sun. Rivers winding through lush valleys in the Amazon, their waters glinting like threads of silver. Forests stretching to the horizon in Siberia. A sea of green breathing under the sky. These are the faces of Earth's beauty, the raw splendor we've inherited across billions of years. Then signs of what we've built. A city skyline aglow with lights at dusk in New York, its towers reaching up like fingers of ambition. A bridge spanning a wide river like the Golden Gate, its cables taut against the wind. A telescope tilted toward the heavens at Arecibo, its dish, a silent ear listening to the stars. A simple silhouette of a man and woman stands as our emblem, a basic outline of our form. Two figures side by side in quiet solidarity. A symbol of us, Homo sapiens, dreamers and makers. These images weren't just snapshots. They were a narrative, a way to say, this is our world, and this is what we've done with it. The aluminum cover of each disc carries instructions, diagrams, and symbols showing how to play the record and decode the images using the hydrogen atom's rhythm as a cosmic key, a universal constant that any advanced mind might grasp. It's a fragile hope, a long shot that someone, somewhere might understand, but it's our way of saying this is us, and we existed here on this small spinning world beneath these stars. The team pored over every detail, sketching and revising, ensuring the instructions were clear yet simple. Arrows, lines, a stylus position, a speed of 16.2/3 revolutions per minute. They imagine an alien engineer puzzling it out, piecing together our story from these clues. As you drift tonight, picture those images encoded in gold, sailing through space. A gallery of Earth waiting to be seen. It's a quiet act of faith, a belief that somewhere, someday, someone might look upon our world and know we were here, that we lived and loved and wondered under the same vast sky that stretches above you now. One of the most intimate pieces of the record came from Andrewian herself, a moment so personal it feels like a secret whispered to the universe. On June 1, 1977, just days after she and Carl Sagan confessed their love, a love born amid late-night talks about the stars and humanity's place among them, she went to Bellevue Hospital in New York. There, in a quiet room with soft light filtering through the windows, she sat as technicians hooked her up to an EEG, electrodes pressed gently against her scalp, recording her brain waves for an hour as she meditated. She thought of Carl, of the warmth in his eyes when he spoke of galaxies, the way his voice softened when he laughed, the quiet strength he carried. She thought of humanity, its history unfolding like a tapestry across millennia, from the first flickering fires in caves to the cities that now light the night with electric glow, from the soaring beauty of art and music to the deep scars of war and loss. She thought of love, of the quiet joy she felt with Carl, of the life they might build together, of the children they might one day raise under Earth's sky. Anne's meditation deepened. She thought of Earth itself, its oceans rolling endlessly against shores, its mountains standing silent under storms, its forests whispering in the wind, its fragility and strength intertwined. She thought of our place in the cosmos, a single speck in an infinite sea of stars, a fleeting moment in the grand sweep of time. Those brain waves, jagged peaks of excitement, soft valleys of calm, spikes of wonder, dips of tenderness, were captured, digitized, and turned into a sound. A minute-long hum embedded in the grooves of the golden disc. It's not a song, not a speech, but something rawer. The pulse of a human mind in love, in awe, in reflection. A snapshot of thought and feeling from that June day in 1977. As Voyager sails through space, that hum rides along, a heartbeat of emotion woven into the gold, a piece of Anne's soul sent forth to the stars. Picture an alien listener, eons from now, hearing that faint buzz. Would they feel the longing behind it, the love that sparked it, the quiet courage of a single mind reaching out across the void? It's a quiet marvel, a piece of us laid bare for the universe to hold, a testament to the intimacy woven into this grand project. The Golden Records weren't just a scientific endeavor. They were personal, human, a labor of love and wonder. Carl and Anne, newly in love, poured their hearts into it, as did the team around them. John Lomberg, an artist who sketched the silhouettes, Frank Drake, who helped craft the instructions, Timothy Ferris, who mixed the sounds with care. They worked late into the nights, fueled by coffee and dreams, arguing over every choice, every second of space on the discs. Should they include more languages, more music? What about a sound of laughter or a heartbeat? They debated including a map to Earth, but scrapped it, fearing it might invite danger, opting instead for a pulsar map, 14 pulsing stars as a cosmic address, a riddle only a clever mind could solve. Each decision was a thread in the tapestry, a reflection of who we were in that moment, a species on the cusp of reaching beyond itself, daring to speak into the silent. So where are the Voyagers now? As we gather here on this night, April 9th, 2025, they've long since left the planets behind, crossing into interstellar space, the realm where the sun's warmth fades to a distant memory, where the solar wind gives way to the cosmic winds of the galaxy. Voyager 1, launched on that September day in 1977, is now over 15 billion miles from Earth, more than 24 billion kilometers, traveling at 38,000 miles per hour, the farthest object humanity has ever sent into the void. Voyager 2, which took off first in August, trails a bit closer, moving at 35,000 miles per hour, carving its own path through the darkness. Their plutonium batteries are waning, their radioactive core is decaying bit by bit over the decades, forcing engineers at NASA to shut down instruments one by one to conserve power. First, the cameras that captured Saturn's rings, then the heaters that kept them warm. Now just a whisper of energy keeping their faint signals alive, but the Golden Records remain gleaming and untouched, bolted to their hulls, impervious to the silence and cold that surrounds them, a golden glow in the infinite black. The records were crafted in the summer of 1977, a rush of passion and precision. Carl Sagan led his team in Ithaca, Andrew coordinated from New York, racing NASA's deadline. John Lomberg sketched images, Frank Drake mapped pulsars, Timothy Ferris blended sounds, waves into greetings, music into silence. They gathered voices globally, a child's English, hello, Mandarin peace, Russian wishes, 55 languages in all, a choir of humanity. Music was debated fiercely. Bach's Joy, Beethoven's Fire, a Navajo chant, a Japanese flute, Chuck Berry's Riff, a Senegalese lullaby. Images showed Earth's blue dot, a mother's care, DNA's twist, mountains, cities, us. Instructions etched on the cover, a hydrant key, a stylus guide, offered a slim hope of understanding. Sealed in gold, bolted to the probes they launched. Voyager 2 on August 20, Voyager 1 on September 5, carrying our story skyward. Picture that summer, their hands shaping our echo. a golden gift to the stars. Now, imagine the Voyagers drifting, their discs glinting under distant suns, red dwarfs, blue giants, yellow stars like ours. They carry rain's patter, a whale's call, a child's voice, box notes, and hum, a snapshot of us in 1977. They might drift forever, unseen, a monument to our reach. Or perhaps in a million or billion years, a curious mind finds one. Crystalline eyes or tendrils of light decoding the gold. They'd hear Earth's breath, see our world, trace our pulsar map. Would they marvel at our creativity, puzzle over our fragility? Feel kinship across the void we can't know, but the chance glows. A spark in the dark. The records are our story. A dream from a time when we dared to speak to the stars. Not for a reply, but to say we were here. As you rest, see them glide, their golden cargo faint against the starry sea, a whisper of us in the cosmos, a light that never fades. The Golden Records are a lullaby sung to the universe, a song of us flawed, fleeting, fierce, in hope. They're a tale of 1977 when Carl and Ann, hand in hand, gave us this. Waves and whales, greetings in gold, a mirror of our best. We sent our water, our life, our soul into the dark, a gift to the night. They're out there now, beyond our reach, spinning with Earth's essence. Ocean's crash, bird's song, a mother's hush. They're a thread through time, a chance that someone somewhere hears. Let this lullaby wrap you tonight. Feel our dreams ride with Voyager, a golden whisper in the vastness. Picture them sailing past nebulae through the Milky Way's arms, a piece of us forever free. They're our echo, our shadow, our light, a story of a species that looked up, spoke, and dreamed, even if only to itself. As you drift, let the Voyagers carry you, two travelers bearing our heart, their journey a cradle for your sleep. See their discs glow, hear their silence sing, rain on leaves, a dog's bark, a flute's sigh, a hum of love. They're us, distilled, a world of wonder, a species of hope. Cast into the cosmic sea, rest easy, knowing we spoke, we sang, we sent our light. The Golden Records are our gift, to the stars, to the future, to you. A tale of who we were, who we are. They sail on, past our time, past our sun, a golden thread in the universe's weave. Let their story soften your night, a quiet bridge to the stars, a dream that lingers as you fade into sleep, under the same sky we shared with them. Thank you for joining me on Night Cosmos, this voyage through the dark to our golden whisper. Sleep well, let your thoughts wander among the galaxies. Drift with Voyager 1 and 2, their silent flight a haven for your dreams. Picture their discs, spinning with Earth's breath, humanity's voice, a piece of us forever free. They're out there, beyond our grasp, a whisper of 1977, a light in the void. Rest now, knowing we reached, we spoke, we dreamed. I'll see you again soon, under the endless starry sky, where night cosmos waits, a sanctuary for your night, a song of the stars.